our proposals. Putin either hasn't agreed to them or has immediately broken them. I'm not sure, what concessions Putin will ever be willing to make, but he certainly hadn't made very many so far.
Yeah, we will see. The president is meeting with a number.
And look, even throughout the day yesterday, Donald Trump continuing to attack Ukraine. This as Kyiv was targeted again by ballistic missiles from Vladimir Putin after Donald Trump continued to harass and threaten Ukraine, and thank Vladimir Putin for commissioning a ugly painting of Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. Steve Witkoff, Donald Trump's special envoy to Russia, said this is such an honorable gift that Putin gave to Donald Trump. So then Trump makes posts like this. Ukrainian President Zelensky is boasting on the front page of the Wall Street Journal that Ukraine will not legally recognize the occupation of Crimea. There's nothing to talk about here. This statement is very harmful to the peace negotiations with Russia and that Crimea was lost years. Let me just stop reading it right there because you know where the rest of this is going. And let me call Donald Trump out as a terrorist himself, as a felon, as a sexual abuser, as someone who aids and abets Vladimir Putin's genocide. And Donald Trump is a sick and disgusting person. And by the way, they were calling him out on Fox yesterday a little bit too. So here was Robert Wolf on Fox talking about being in finance for 40 years and never seeing the economy be mishandled in this way in his entire career. Play this clip.
I don't know, Robert. Some of the people we talked to say incompetence probably the wrong word. Unclear might be a better word. What do you say?
I mean, I've been in finance for 40 years. This is probably the biggest manufactured crisis I've seen with a bunch of unforced errors. The execution of Liberation Day was pathetic. I mean, you have Kevin Hassett in 2019 be very clear, trade wars are bad, tariffs are a tax. Steve Moore, another Trump advisor, trade wars are bad, tariffs are a tax. The GOP, tariffs are a tax, trade wars are bad, we're for free trade. You saw April until, for the most part, the president blinked both on Fed Chairman Powell, which I'm glad, as well as the China trade war. Then the markets recovered somewhat, but it was on for the worst month since 1932. And that's not even considering what's going on with bonds, where there has been an incredible lack of confidence in the U.S. dollar and U.S. investments.
Let's be real. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's a ritual, a lifeline, the bridge between half asleep and ready to conquer the day. And if it's that essential, why settle for anything less than extraordinary? That's where Trade comes in. Listen, you know I take my coffee seriously. And every single bag of coffee I've received from Trade has been next level. Trade is not just a subscription. It's like having a personal barista who actually knows what you like. You just take their quiz and in under a minute, they'll match you with your perfect coffee. And if your first bag isn't a hit, they'll replace it for free until they get it right. I love that. Trade is the #1 U.S. coffee destination, working with over 50 of the best roasters around the country. You're getting top quality coffee, roasted to order, while supporting local businesses. That's a win-win. Just this week, I got a bag of Ethiopian coffee from a roaster called Necessary Coffee that's based in Pennsylvania, and it was just incredible. And I love that I never have to worry about taking an emergency run to the grocery store for a mediocre, overpriced bag because Trade delivers top-notch coffee straight to my door. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our listeners 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/Midas. That's drinktrade, TRADE.com/Midas, MEIDAS, for 50% off your 1-month trial. Trust me, you will never go back to grocery store coffee.
Now, I explained that some of these shows were being honest on Fox. Just some. And you saw those there, right? I mean, you had Brit Hume and Brett Baer, and you had Robert Wolf, right? They were, I want to highlight it. It was accurate. But then, of course, you had Jesse Waters seeing that. And Jesse Waters, vile, disgusting propagandist that he is. He looks like the guy on Hunger Games, like the host in the Hunger Games. And Jesse Waters starts, this is what they talk about. Departing Doge, how Elon Musk calls it quits after left-wing terror campaign. Watch what Jesse Waters says here. Play this clip.
So it's the contribution that he made is not how much he saved the taxpayers. It's exposing how much Democrats stole from the taxpayers. It's so easy. It's only 3 steps, Greg. You are a Democrat, you know a Democrat in D.C., and you get them to send you money. That's how it works. And someone got $1 million to clean up a beach. Now, if you get a DEI or DUI or DWI, they will make you clean up the beach.
Like, what are they even talking about? Left-wing terror campaign? Dude, Elon Musk is the wealthiest person in the world. Doge promised that it was going to save $2 trillion. Okay, now they're saying maybe 150 billion, but it seems more like nothing at all. What they were all about was not making the government more efficient or cutting federal costs, because federal spending, Jesse, is actually up significantly right now, significantly higher. What they did was focusing on stealing the people's data. That's what it was really about, just taking your social security, your medical records, and all that stuff. Then Jesse Waters talks about how these snobs don't get it. We're watching their IQ test do you even know what he's talking about here? Play this clip.
It's comfortable to be a critic when you have no skin in the game. What many of these snobs don't get is that we're watching them take an IQ test every day. And every day we see the score.
So then they bring on MAGA Mike Johnson, of course, Will Cain, who's trying to be Jesse Waters, and Tucker Carlson. This guy's the worst. So Will Cain brings on MAGA Mike Johnson. What do they spend their time talking about? But with Donald Trump, we're gonna give money to women who have babies. We're gonna have a baby boom, and we're focusing on fostering babies and having women get pregnant more. Here, play this clip.
Not just the U.S., but actually many countries across Western civilization, to reverse declining birthing rates, but actually what you're out there doing is trying to bring in new white babies.
Absolutely absurd. The View is an absurd program. Yours, on the other hand, Will, is fantastic. You're doing a great show, and I'm so honored to be with you. Look, that's no surprise what The View is doing there. Every creative idea that the president and this White House come up with, they pan immediately, no matter what merit it may have. We are the Republican Party. We're the pro-family party. We always have been. We take great pride in that. We're working every day to rebuild a culture of life in America. We want to advance policies that help families and make it easier to raise a child in America. We support all children. We love all life. That's what we've always been about. It's actually in our platform, and the Democratic Party stands for the opposite. You know, those views illustrate that.
Yeah.
And by the way, they're not going to pay $5,000 for baby booms, just like no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. All this is BS. Remember the Doge rebate checks? Doge rebate checks. We're going to give you $5,000 if you respond to our poll. They're not giving Doge rebate checks. They're con artists. They're Ponzi schemers. Okay, they're scammers. Trump's a fraud. He's a criminal. He's a felon. The guy lies about everything. Remember the other day, Trump was like, the price of eggs is down 94%. I got it down 94%. Bull BS. The price of eggs is up. It's higher than ever right now. They lie and lie and lie. By the way, it should be noted when Trump talks about the baby boom, where'd they get this idea from? Oh, that's right. Hitler establishes the Mother Cross to encourage German women to procreate. On December 16, 1938, Adolf Hitler institutes the Mother Cross to encourage women of pure German origin to increase the size of their families and grow the population of the Third Reich. They would get these medals and money. And where do you think some of these ideas come from? So then you had on Fox also Caroline Leavitt. She was on in the morning, and she was asked a very simple question about is Donald Trump going to remove these tariffs on China? And she's like, let me be very clear. There's going to be no unilateral reduction in the tariffs. And this was after Trump the day before that said that there would be. To me, if you look at the sequence of clips that I just showed you, Caroline Leavitt said that this morning. And I think Fox was like, all right, release the poll. And Murdoch was like, release the poll. We got to shut this guy down right now on some of our shows. We can't stop Jesse Waters and Hannity and all of them. Here, play this clip.
Caroline, let's see if we can break a little news here. What's the timetable for the reduction in the tariffs against China? The president was ambiguous about it. Scott Bessent seemed to suggest it wouldn't happen until negotiations are at least underway.
Let me be clear. There will be no unilateral reduction in tariffs against China. The president has made it clear China needs to make a deal